Hey everyone, Shabby Gamer here, and welcome back to another episode of Shabby Talk. Now, this past week we had the final part of WWE 2K18's roster reveal. Now, we're still awaiting the reveal of the DLC, but I thought I'd do a quick reaction video on basically what has happened, who's come in, who's gone, all that other good stuff. So I'm not going to go through the whole roster because it's quite easily found anywhere on the internet. But I will go through, first of all, let's go through the list of people that have been taken off since 2K17. So we've got Alberto Del Rio, no surprise, left the company. Stardust, again, no surprise, left the company. Simon Gotch, the same. Jack Swagger, the same. Eve Marie, the same. Austin Aries, I'm a little bit disappointed in because I thought he might have stuck around a little bit too long to be taken off the game, if that makes sense. The New Age Outlaws, of course, with Billy Gunn being fired for drug-related instances, that makes sort of sense, I suppose. Dudley Boys, a bit another annoying one, really. I would like to have kept the Dudley Boys, but of course, with Bubba Ray going back to Ring of Honor and Devon staying with the company, I suppose. Blake and Murphy, not really been used at all in NXT, but I was surprised. I thought they might keep him on there because they got the models there anyway. Albert, which again has surprised me considering he was available on DLC last year. They normally keep those guys around. Papa Shango, but we have got the Godfather. And Vince McMahon is no longer on the game as well, so no longer can we just physically assault Vince McMahon with people. And the two other ones that really do annoy me is Arn Anderson, which I don't know why they've taken him off, because myself and PJ Tovey had a really good idea for bringing in the Horseman, and now obviously we're going to have to download an Arn Anderson core as well. And Brian Pillman. Why have they taken Brian Pillman off? He's been on the game for like 3 or 4 years in a row now, and he's been such a great person to have on there, and I'm just so annoyed they've taken him off. But again, he'll be someone we'll have to look at to try and get a core off, because he has become quite a core member of our SWE roster. So I'm a little bit annoyed of all those, to be honest. Next up, we got the surprises who joined the roster I wasn't really expecting. Now, first main one, I suppose, is TM61. Was not expecting TM61 at all. I suppose they need it to try and beef up the NXT tag team division because it's not the strongest in the world, especially with a few tag teams moving up and, of course, DIY splitting up and so forth. So I think the NXT tag teams now are Sanity, Authors of Pain, and TM61. I think that's the only ones we've got. Of course, DIY stuff will be on the game, so you can create them if you want to. But yeah, it's an interesting addition, and it's a nice addition. I quite like that. Next up, we had Rick the Model Martel. Again, another real surprise. Don't know where that came from. I think he was originally supposed to be on the game last year on 2K17, but for some reason he was never put on. I believe when a few people have done data mining, they've found his entrance music and so forth sort of built into the game, but he was never actually put on there. Another two here from the pre-order bonus, Rob Van Dam and Batista. A bit of a surprise. They came from out of nowhere, really. Not people I was expecting with Batista's recent comments towards the WWE on his recent run. And Rob Van Dam's got a history, of course, of cannabis and so forth. I don't think they've put him on the game, but still, I suppose they're both part of the John Cena mode of some fight anyway. So it's good to have them both. It's two cores we're not going to have to download in 2K18, which is pretty good. Then there was Sawyer Fulton. Now, I expected Sanity, fully expected Sanity, but I wasn't expecting to get Sawyer Fulton, and that's a really good thing because, again, myself and PJ Tovey have planned to actually download Sawyer Fulton anyway, because we see Killian Dane as more of an upper mid-card, so Eric Young, main event, Killian Dane upper mid-card, and then have Alexander Wolf and Sawyer Fulton as the tag team, and they've actually given us all the members of the roster, all the members of the stable, sorry, on the roster straight away, which is absolutely great for us. It does save us a lot of time, and then in the lines of the cruiserweights, I don't know, I wasn't really surprised as this one, but considering the people that we haven't got, I was a little bit surprised we got Grand Metalik. Now, it's not a bad thing. I'm quite happy to get Grand Metalik. It's one that we'll definitely use. But considering we didn't get the likes of Gulak, Nice, and Mustafa Ali, and a few people like that, I'm surprised we did get Grand Metalik, to be honest. But again, I'm not annoyed with it. I'll keep it. So talking about Drew Gulak, Tony Nice, and Mustafa Ali missing. Other people missing, in my opinion, is Ruby Riott. She debuted around about the WrestleMania mark. Aleister Black again debuted that WrestleMania mark. Drew McIntyre again, the WrestleMania mark. The Hardy Boys again debuted the WrestleMania mark. So they're all a little bit late in the day, so I should imagine all those guys will be NXT. You do have the United Kingdom Championship guys. Now, for me, this is 2K and Ukes being incredibly bloody cheeky, because those UK guys should be on the bloody game. It's a proper WWE Championship. You check their website, Pete Dunne is on their website on the Championship page with that belt. So for the fact they've held them back, and I'm sure they'll sell him as DLC, I think he's incredibly cheeky by 2K and Ukes. And I don't mind paying, don't get me wrong, paying the extra money, you shouldn't have to do that. You should get everyone on the game from day one. granted, the people that join the roster late on can be DLC, but the thing that annoys me the most is not paying the money. It's the fact that we're not going to get these guys until, at the latest, probably January, because they do the DLC one a month for the first like 4 months, something stupid like that. So we might have to wait like 4 months before we can get the UK guys on the game. Of course, we'll download the cores beforehand, but it just annoys me having to wait that time, because it means that maybe a quarter of the game you're missing out on some of the top guys, and it does frustrate me quite a bit. And one of the biggest ones for me who was missing was Andrade Cien Almas. Now, in my memory, I believe that Almas and No Way Jose sort of debuted at roughly the same sort of time. So, to get No Way Jose on the game but not get Almas, I think Almas actually debuted before No Way Jose. And Almas is one of the main guys in NXT, so I can only imagine, again, there's going to be another DLC that's going to involve a few NXT guys, maybe Almas, McIntyre, Black, and Ruby Riott. Maybe those 4, I think, definitely at least, anyway. Maybe even more. So that's just a weird one for me, why he was missing, to be honest. Then look at the NXT Women's Division. It's stronger than it was last year. It's stronger than it is in 2K17, but still not fantastic. We've got Peyton Royce and Billie Kay and Nikki Cross and Ember Moon, all 4 brand new members to the roster, which is pretty good. Of course, but with Asuka gone now, it means that we do only have those 4 ladies on the NXT Women's roster, and 2 of those are on a team together. So it sort of limits it still. So I'm sure I'm not saying I was surprised as such, but I had an inkling that maybe the likes of Liv Morgan and Aliyah might make their way onto the game, just to try and bolster the NXT Women's Division up a little bit more. Of course, 2K didn't know that Asuka was going to move it to main roster, but again, it was pretty obvious. So, yeah, I think when we do get DLC, I've got my ideas of what the DLC is going to be. I'll have a look at that in a second. But when we do get DLC, we get Ruby Riott in there as well, potentially. And then Liv Morgan, maybe. It might just bolster the whole thing up, which would be pretty interesting. So my ideas for DLC is, I think, obviously, the UK. So we get probably 4 or 5 of the UK guys with the championship as well. I believe only 3 of them were scanned. I'm sure I heard that somewhere. Only 3 of the UK guys have been scanned, which I'm assuming would be Dunn, Bate, and Trent Seven. So there must be more to it though. Surely there must be more to it. A Hall of Fame showcase, that's become a standard now the last few years. So of course all the people that are in the Hall of Fame this year, the likes of Rock and Roll Express and so forth. The Future Stars pack, again, we've had that the last couple of years, so I'm assuming that's going to be a mix of NXT and maybe a few more 205 Live. So, like I said, Andrade Cien Almas, McIntyre, Black, Ruby Riott, Drew Gulak, Tony Nese, Mustafa Ali, those sort of guys. And then I've got another one down. I'm struggling with this one. I've gone for an Attitude Era Revival pack. Now, that would include the likes of the Hardy Boys that have returned. We've seen the Headbangers a few times this year, you never know. And Shelton Benjamin as well, because he did sign back with WWE last year, 12 months ago. But of course, because of injury, he didn't make his official return until only a couple of weeks back. So you never know whether he might be included in that DLC pack. But, well, that's my opinions on the roster. I don't know what you guys think. Let me know what you think in the comments section down below. Of course, we'll have a bit of a chat. There's still a few surprises in there, here and there, that... Well, they're not necessarily surprised. I think all the new people that join the roster are ones that we fully expected. Cassius Ohno, Brian Kendrick, Authors of Pain, Roderick Strong, TJ Perkins, Tommaso Ciampa, Johnny Gargano. Maurice is a good one as well, actually. I didn't mention Maurice. Anyone else? There is loads of new people, isn't there? Akira Tozawa. Some good stuff. I'm really looking forward to the new game coming out, really, and being able to utilise it. Another people missing, actually, I missed this one off, is the Singh brothers. They've done such a good job with Jinder Mahal over the last few months. We'll definitely download them as cores just to build up the Jinder Mahal stable, but again, they're missing, and you never know, they might get included in some sort of DLC, but at the moment, I think I'm clutching at straws. A few too many people. I'm going to stop now before I get confused and start wanting to talk about more stuff. If you have enjoyed this video, do like and subscribe. And of course, if you have any comments, drop them down in the comment section down below, and I will reply in due course. I've been Shabby Gamer. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you all very, very soon for another episode of Shabby Talk. Bye.